Hi,
Hi,
I'm Bri.
I'm Ariel. Welcome to Slay What? Podcast where two women will not shut their fucking mouths.
About horror. Today's episode is about Saw. I don't know why we just started. I can't talk. I don't know why we decided to start with the Saw franchise, but here we are.
I remember texting you a while back and being like, do you know what my goal is? To watch all of Saw.
And guess who did it?
You did.
It was me.
I didn't. I couldn't. So bored.
So we're going to talk about every single movie. So there's a bunch of spoilers. So if you haven't seen 1 through 10, maybe drop out and watch the movies.
Watch all 10 movies.
Watch all 10. Do it tonight.
Can I tell my little tiny story about the first time I ever saw Saw?
Yes, please do.
Okay. I was in 7th grade. So I had obviously had a really serious boyfriend.
Obviously.
His name was Kyle.
Does he drink a lot of Monster Energy drinks?
You know what? No. But my current partner does. Anyways, we were at his house. He was like a rich guy. And he had this like huge basement, huge like theater. And he put Saw on. And it was like, obviously, we weren't sitting next to each other, me and Kyle. It was me and my girlfriends, and him and his friends were on the other side of the couch, of the room, in fact. I remember like the scene when the dude is cutting his own leg off or his own foot off. I jumped behind the couch and my inner thigh like scraped and it got stuck on a nail. And I like tore my flesh. And his mom had to like help me.
A real life Saw moment.
Exactly right. That's what I was like, oh, okay. So now I have to cut my whole leg off.
Yeah, obviously.
Anyways,
probably
that
have
was
tetanus. Did you get a tetanus shot?
I don't know. We were very poor. I doubt it. All right. You want to jump into what Saw 1's all about?
Yeah. Okay. So I wrote a bunch of bullet points. I literally have 6 pages of just shit from this franchise.
Yeah.
So here we go. So in the first movie, Adam, a photographer, awakens in a disgusting bathtub with his ankle chained to a pipe. That's how it opens.
The poop bathroom.
The poop bathroom. Yeah. So across the room is an oncologist, Dr. Lawrence Gordon, and there is a corpse in the middle of the room who was an apparent suicide victim. You remember this very well.
Yes. One is like, burned into my memory. Yeah.
So they both find a tape in their pockets. And Adam's tape urges him to live, while Gordon's orders him to kill Adam by 6 o'clock or his wife and daughter will be murdered. They find a clue leading Adam to find a bag containing 2 hacksaws inside the toilet, and Gordon realizes that the saws are intended for their feet and identifies their captor as the Jigsaw Killer. And who is the Jigsaw Killer, Ariel?
I have no idea. Wait, do you really want me to spoil it?
Yeah.
It's the guy in the middle.
So he's a serial killer who tests his victims' will to survive through murderous contraptions known as games. And Gordon,
traps.
Yeah, Gordon knows about this because he was once a suspect. 5 months prior, Gordon, after discussing the terminal brain cancer of patient John Kramer with his medical interns, was interrogated by detectives David Tapp and Stephen Singh, who found his pen light at the scene of one of the Jigsaw games.
Oh.
Gordon's alibi clears him, but he agrees to view the testimony of heroin addict Amanda Young, the only known survivor of one of Jigsaw's games.
Okay, this is why Saw is like funny in terms of like timeline.
Yeah.
Because they're like, so they're in the little bathroom, poop bathroom, and he's like, oh, I remember when they thought it was me. And then they like go back to that memory.
They do that a lot.
I know, but then he's talking to the cops and he's like, and then now I remembered this memory. So the memory, like it's like a memory inception. It's confusing. Because it's like, oh, where are we?
Yeah, I had to watch these movies so many times.
But I do love Saw 1.
I do love it.
Like thoroughly, yeah.
Yeah. So the detectives find Jigsaw's warehouse using the tape from Amanda's game. They detain Jigsaw, and he manages to escape after he injures Tapp and Singh because there was like a shotgun trap.
Right. But they still don't know who it is.
Right.
Because he's like hooded.
They like don't,
right?
He's hooded. They don't show his face. We have no idea who Jigsaw is.
Well, we do. So does Chance.
Yeah, because Chance just watched the first movie ever.
First time ever. And I will say that the shotgun trap
Oh, yeah.
was the coolest fucking thing. That was my favorite part of the movie.
Was that the one where like there's a guy already like in his little like work or
Yeah, in his warehouse.
there's
Yeah.
like a guy there already.
Yeah.
And they're trying to help him.
But then they save him, and then while they're chasing the jigsaw killer, one of the cops runs through a tripwire, and there's like 7 shotguns hanging from the ceiling pointed down, and they blast his fucking head off. It's awesome. It's so cool.
I'm glad he got to experience that for the first time.
I know.
So while this is all happening, because this movie, they jump around a lot in
Yeah,
these
it's
movies.
the timeline is bizarre.
It's always bizarre.
But I think that's like intentional. That's
Right.
on purpose.
It's on purpose. And sometimes it's fun. The first movie was great. So, that's all I'm going to say. I loved the first movie. While this is all happening, Gordon's wife and daughter are held captive in their apartment. And as their captor watches Adam and Gordon through the hidden camera, Tapp, who has become obsessed with the case, is watching the house and is still convinced that Gordon is the killer. So basically what's happened so far is the two wake up in the poop room. I love how that's what we're calling
bathroom.
it.
It's the poop bathroom. There is poop on the walls.
The poop bathroom. And then one of the people in the saw trap, Gordon, his wife and daughter are held captive.
Yes.
And one of the detectives is still convinced that Gordon is the jigsaw killer.
Right.
So he's watching their house right now. It's going to get more complicated.
I know.
As we go. Yeah.
I've
okay.
seen until, what did I say?
You saw Jigsaw was the last one you watched. So back at the warehouse, Gordon finds a box containing 2 cigarettes, a lighter, and a one-way cell phone. And Adam asks Gordon for a cigarette, but Gordon discourages this. Let him have his fucking cigarette. You know,
He's about, well, he is, yeah.
he's about to die. Just let him smoke.
Also,
You think
I feel
lung
like
cancer is going to get him at this point? I'm just saying.
I also feel like it should be noted that the other guy, the photographer,
Yeah.
is Lee Winnell, who wrote it. Yeah.
Wait,
Props to Lee Winnell. We love him.
Let him have a cigarette.
Wait, the other guy's who?
Lee Winnell.
Didn't James Wan direct it? Or was he the
Both of them
producer?
did.
They were
Both of them
co-directors?
did, yes. So Gordon recounts his abduction.
Google it. I see what you're doing.
I'm going on Grindr.
Not shocked. Absolutely not shocking.
And there's your way to plug that we're all queer.
Oh, yeah, by the way. Just want to let everyone know this is a queer space. Slay What is co-hosted by 2 queer women, produced by a queer man.
So Gordon recounts his abduction by a figure in a pig mask. And Adam recalls his abduction when he returned home to find a puppet in his dark room where he stored photos of Gordon. So now we're going to get into the fun part. Here we go. So Gordon's wife calls him while being held at gunpoint and tells him not to trust Adam, who admits to Gordon he was paid by Tapp to spy on him and reveals his knowledge of Gordon's affair with one of his medical students. So basically now we know why Gordon is there.
Because he adultery.
Yeah, adultery. He had an affair. Did he have an affair? Kinda. Did he? It doesn't really show anything.
No, it was no. I remember
He was like
it being,
about to have an affair.
He was about to, and then he said, "Psych."
And as for the other guy, he was just trying to make some money as a photographer. So Adam finds a photo of Allison and Diana's captor, who are Gordon's wife and daughter.
Correct.
Whom Gordon identifies as Zepp Hindle, an orderly at the hospital.
Who fucking loves John Kramer?
Who loves John Kramer?
He's a good guy, yeah.
He's a great guy, John Kramer.
John Kramer.
So Zepp, still watching through the cameras, sees that Gordon has still not killed Adam and moves to murder Allison and Diana, but Allison frees herself and they get into a fight. The struggle attracts Tapp's attention because he's still watching their house, and he saves them before chasing Zepp to the sewers where he is shot in the chest. Bummer. Goodbye, Zepp.
Killed for being just kind of weird.
Yeah. Pretty much.
And tying up a woman and child, but
Yeah.
mostly
I
being
mean, that's
weird.
not good.
The reveal
Yeah.
is
Just wait. We'll get there. So Gordon hears all of this through the phone, but can't reach the cell phone. He ends up sawing off his own foot.
he is a doctor.
Is that why it's called Saw? Or is it because when you watched it, you saw it?
Fuck you, bitch. That was seamless.
You're welcome. So the corpse in the middle of the room had a
Right.
gun. He takes it and shoots Adam. So Zepp enters the bathroom to kill Gordon, but Adam, who survives the gunshot, beats him to death with a toilet tank lid.
Mm-hmm.
Good for you, man.
Poop comes back again.
Yeah. Gordon crawls out of the bathroom to find help while Adam searches Zepp's body for a key, but instead he finds what? Another damn tape.
Of course. Saw.
Which reveals Zepp was another victim of Jigsaw. So he was following the rules to obtain an antidote for a slow-acting poison in his body.
That bitch wasn't even Jigsaw.
No. The corpse lying in the room suddenly rises to its feet, and it turns out to be none other than John Kramer, who is actually Jigsaw.
Yeah.
John tells Adam the key to the chain was in the bathtub, but it went down the drain when he drained the water.
I know. I remember that.
And
Like
we were
seeing that very... well, because they do like a flashback, but I remember him like waking up in the poop tub, probably. Tub filled with poop. He wakes up. And I just remember it just like going down
The drain.
fucking drain. Yeah.
Yeah. What a bummer.
It sucks. He's not a plumber.
He's not a plumber.
How's he going to get that out?
So John tells Adam the key to the chain. Yeah, it was in the bathtub. So Adam attempts to shoot John with Zepp's gun, but John electrically shocks him through his chain. The building of these things fascinates me. First of all, how has no one caught John Kramer?
Yeah, he got like brain cancer. He can't be that fast.
He's not fast.
and like quick about things.
He's smart, but like he's renting out these warehouses and stuff. Like you'd think he'd be easier to track down.
I don't know if cops are that's
And it, like
there.
all the equipment that he needs. He's like hauling these into the buildings. Is it just him just like hauling?
Do we need a prequel
I think we need a prequel.
to figure out like how he did all this?
I feel like we do. It just like is shots of him carrying stuff into warehouses and that's the entire movie.
It's just like
that's what we need.
how he rented things out. Like, yeah.
The rental companies were really shady.
Yeah.
Yeah. So John exits the bathroom before sealing the door, leaving Adam alone to die.
That is one of the I feel like that's one of the scenes in horror when I was younger that scared me the most.
I don't want to be
Is
locked
like
in
that
a room.
help, like being that helpless. Like when
Yeah.
he's still locked and he's like, I remember like Lee Winnell's character.
Yeah.
I never remembered the photographer, like reaching out and like screaming as he's like still locked in. And John Kramer just being like game over and like shutting the door and just being like, how the fuck, like you just fucking wither away and die. Like
Yeah.
you die from like starvation, which is like, I can't imagine that's,
Fun.
yeah, a blasty blast. That's
Yeah.
gotta be motherfucking awful. With like a dead body next to you.
No, I'm good. So the first
Do you
movie,
start eating that dead body?
Yeah, probably.
You do. Yeah.
Haven't you read the book Alive?
No, but I've seen the movie. And I watch Yellow Jackets. So
Yeah. He's still fresh. It's fine. So that's the end of Saw 1.
Okay.
Loved the movie. Brilliantly written.
No,
It was a fun time.
it's such a fun time.
So then we get into Saw 2, and the storylines just continue to get convoluted. So the second movie starts with police informant in a saw trap. He's killed. Police find a key and go to the factory where the key is produced to apprehend Jigsaw. So Jigsaw is apprehended once again. So John Kramer shows police computer monitors showing 8 people trapped in a house, including Amanda.
Well, he's actually apprehended.
Yeah, he's actually apprehended. So they
Because in the
actually-
first one, he like really wasn't.
he escapes. Yeah.
No, they're like, hey, John Kramer.
Yeah.
Yoink. Gotcha.
So it shows Amanda. So she's like the only known survivor of the Jigsaw traps.
Mm-hmm.
And Detective Matthew's son Daniel is also in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So a nerve agent is filling the house and it will kill them in 2 hours, but John urges Matthew to follow the rules and assures him he will find Daniel in a safe space. Just follow the rules, man.
Yeah. But he's a cop. So he's definitely not going to follow the rules.
Probably not. We'll find out.
Yeah. I guess we'll see.
So eventually Matthew gets fed up. He beats John and forces him to take him to the house where they find the footage was actually pre-recorded.
Mm-hmm.
The timelines in these, like I said, they jump around.
Mm-hmm.
So Matthew's timer for his game expires and nearby safe unlocks to reveal Daniel with an oxygen mask inside.
Safe place.
Yeah. So he
You're
was
just
fine.
listen, bitch. Yeah.
Should have just followed the rules. Cops just can't listen.
Can't listen. And they can't follow rules.
And they can't follow rules. So unaware of these events, Matthews enters the house alone and makes his way to the bathroom where a figure in a mask subdues him. He awakens chained to a pipe and finds a tape recorder left by, do you remember?
Amanda?
Yeah, it was Amanda, who reveals that she's Jigsaw's accomplice. She then appears and seals the door, leaving Matthews inside. That's the end of Saw 2.
I mean, with a lot of shit in the
There was a
middle.
lot of shit in the middle. I summarized it to try to get through this because there is 10 of these motherfucking movies.
I know. I didn't realize that we were going to be like going beat by beat.
We're going beat by beat.
All right.
So
this is going to be a 10-hour episode.
it's going to be a 10-hour episode. Strap in. But I feel like this is important because when I started watching Saw again, I tried to pick up where I left off and I couldn't do it. I had to start them all over and watch them all again because I couldn't remember what fucking happened.
We'll talk about it, but at a certain point, it just gets like so convoluted. And they retcon like too much where you're like, wait a minute. And at a certain point, when I was trying to do my rewatch, when I told you that I was going to do a rewatch, I just got so fucking bored that I would just play my little farm game. And I was like, oh, fuck, I was supposed to be watching this movie.
So Saw 3, it starts with Eric Matthews breaking his own foot to escape.
Yeah.
So he got locked in the room. He breaks his own foot to escape. 6 months later, the scene of a Jigsaw game is discovered by Officer Riggs' SWAT team. So Detective Carey points out that the door was sealed shut, breaking Jigsaw's modus operandi of allowing his victims the opportunity to survive.
Who's doing that?
Who's doing that?
That's weird.
And Dr. Lynn is abducted and brought to the bedridden John Kramer. Amanda locks a collar armed with 5 shotgun shells around Lynn's neck that is connected to John's heart rate monitor, and it will detonate if she moves out of range or John dies. Lynn has to keep John alive until another test subject has completed his game. So there's like another guy going through a jigsaw trap while she is trying to keep John
remember
Kramer
this one
alive.
very well, too.
Yeah, I remember this one very well.
Because I think this is when they stopped being good for a while.
After this one. So Lynn is forced to perform surgery on John to relieve pressure on John's brain. It's successful, and Lynn convinces John to order Amanda to remove the collar. And he does. Amanda refuses and threatens Lynn because she's jealous.
Because like they're having a connection that
Yeah.
she wants with
John. John pleads with Amanda, who admits that she no longer believes in his philosophy and has rigged traps. So that's why the door was sealed in the beginning, because Amanda just doesn't fucking care.
Yeah.
Amanda ends up shooting Lynn just as Jeff finishes his test and arrives. He's revealed to be Lynn's husband.
I had no idea. Shocking.
And he ends up shooting Amanda, and John reveals that Lynn's test was actually Amanda's test. He was aware of her motives and was unwilling to allow a murderer to carry out his legacy.
See, John Kramer's smart. Jigsaw's smart. Just some of the reasons he puts people in traps are fucking weird.
He then tells Jeff he will call an ambulance for Lynn if he learned anything from his ordeal, and offers one last test, either to kill John or forgive him.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what Jeff does?
I think he takes a bone saw to his throat.
Oh, he slits his throat. Yeah.
Oh, just slits it. Okay.
Which activates Lynn's collar,
and blows her head off.
and the room is sealed shut.
Yeah.
So the room is always sealed shut in the end of these movies. There's
Yeah.
always a room being sealed shut.
Yeah.
This is where shit gets weird.
Are you talking about 4 through 6?
Yeah. I honestly don't remember shit from these movies. I watched them twice.
Does Saw 4 start with the cop being put in the angel wing one?
This is where they do the autopsy on John Kramer.
Okay. So was 3 when they put her in the angel wing one?
I don't even remember that.
Where it like splits her rib open.
Oh, that's a good question.
So like it's because it is definitely an Amanda trap because it was
an Amanda trap.
it was impossible for her to get everything done. So like the key was in this like thing of acid.
I think that was 3.
That was 3.
That was 3.
Okay.
I think that was 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's like the cold open, not cold, but like that's the opening of, I'm pretty sure, of Saw 3. Okay. Because that one fucked me up.
Let me tell you, when I wrote the stuff
Horrific.
for Saw 4 through 7,
Okay.
I had to Wikipedia literally all of it, and I just watched them.
Yeah, I know, buddy. Nothing really that major happens.
But they weren't directed by like James Wan.
Which is...
Someone else took it over, so that completely makes
Was
sense.
Lee Winnell involved? Do you know?
No.
Not either?
No.
Okay.
It's not as good. And they got terrible reviews on Saw 4.
4 is when Luke Danes is in it.
Yep.
From Gilmore Girls.
From Gilmore Girls.
I don't even... Strom?
Yeah.
Is
the
it-
one...
Is it Strom? But
Yeah.
I just call him
The
Luke.
one
just
that
call him
I
Luke Danes.
said looked like Nicolas Cage. Do you remember that? I was like, he kind of looks like Nicolas Cage's brother.
Chance, do you know who... if I say Luke Danes, do you know who that is?
No.
From Gilmore
Never
Girls.
seen Gilmore Girls.
Okay, but look up a picture of him. I'm not saying they look exactly alike, but they definitely look like relatives, and everybody thinks I'm
I don't know if I've ever done... You said that, but I don't know if I ever did a side-by-side.
Not look like Cage.
Thank you very much.
Everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I think they look like brothers.
And you are... Okay, we're at 4.
Yes.
Kill me.
So it starts with the autopsy of John Kramer, where a cassette tape is found in his stomach, and Detective Mark Hoffman is called to listen to it. The tape promises that the games have just begun. The police come to the conclusion that Amanda would have needed more help, so there must be another accomplice. So there's another accomplice now. Oh boy. Rigg and Hoffman are kidnapped and put in a saw trap. Detective Strom interrogates Jigsaw's ex-wife, who recounts Jigsaw's backstory. So she was pregnant. She suffered a miscarriage when Cecile, a young drug addict, robbed the clinic at which she was employed and accidentally slammed a door into her stomach. And I literally wrote on this piece of paper, a lot of this is just random bullshit information I have no interest in. Except Hoffman frees himself from a trap and is revealed to be Jigsaw's accomplice.
Of course, Saw.
Of course he is. Why would a cop not be involved in this?
Sure he fucking loved it. Wasn't like Strom in the room though? Like when it happened, but he was like kind of dazed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the games are revealed to have taken place before Jigsaw's autopsy, and Hoffman is warned via the cassette that he can expect to face a test of his own.
This is like the time
They jump back and forth.
they do it.
So now we're on Saw 5. So the only takeaway you needed from Saw 4 is that Hoffman is the new accomplice.
That's it. Yeah.
That's it. Amanda's dead. Hoffman's taking over.
Yeah.
We hate him.
I think he's the worst fucking character in any like Saw.
I hate him so much.
I think, I don't like his face. It bothers me.
I don't like how he looks. I don't like how he talks.
that he's a cop. I fucking hate that.
So Saw 5 follows FBI agent.
Everyone hates me already. Who cares? I hate cops.
It follows FBI agent Peter Strom investigating the Jigsaw killer. Meanwhile, Jigsaw's accomplice, Mark Hoffman, is promoted to a lieutenant and is tasked with leading the investigation. And Strom is onto him. However, as Strom gets closer to the truth, he becomes the target of Jigsaw's traps. And guess what happens to him in the end?
I know what happens because I watched it here at the shop.
I know, you sent me the video.
And I sent you the video of me
we
watching.
need to send that video to Chance to like edit it in.
It's just me watching the last 30 seconds of Saw 5, forgetting it completely what happens.
That was worse than I remember.
I can't do broken bones. I hate it so much.
Really,
do
that's your limit.
Eyes and bones. And not like broken bones, but like broken out of the skin. I'm like, fuck off.
Which Saw is it where someone pushes someone into a pit full of needles?
That's
two.
two.
Is that two?
That's two.
I've seen that scene. Needles do it for me. I fucking hate needles.
Yeah.
So Saw 6 is fun because it follows a healthcare CEO who's put in a saw trap by Mark Hoffman. And we hate Mark Hoffman, but honestly, I'm here for it.
Good for you, Mark.
Good for you, Mark. Good for you. And we find out that Amanda actually orchestrated the robbery at the clinic. So when Jill miscarried, she's the one who orchestrated it. And Hoffman had threatened to reveal that to John Kramer
I really wish.
unless she shot the doctor.
Well, when we were talking about doing this episode, I really wanted you to like create a weird board
Wheel out a weird board of the Saw timeline.
With like, yeah, the strings attached, and you're like, and then here's where this happened.
Just look dazed. Yeah.
Anyways, go on.
Jill, John's ex-wife, was given a task by Jigsaw to complete his work, and one of those things was to put Mark Hoffman in a trap.
Oh, yeah,
Good.
brother.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck him forever.
I hate him. So he basically like has the bear trap thing on.
Oh, like Amanda's.
Yep. And he sticks his head in between the door where there's bars, so when it goes off, it like catches on the bars, and then he just like rips it off his face.
Sucks that he's smart.
I hate that about him.
I know.
Saw 7, the final chapter, teaser. It's not.
It's not the final chapter.
It's not the final chapter.
No, the 11th one is coming out.
This one they made
year.
in 3D. For why?
I watched this one, and you can just like tell when you're watching it, like it was supposed to be 3D.
Yeah.
'Cause it's like things shooting at,
Yeah.
and you're like, for what?
Didn't watch it in 3D.
I don't know if I've ever seen anything in 3D.
I watched it in the comfort of my own home.
Correct. Yeah.
So this one follows Bobby Dagan, who has falsely pretended to be a Jigsaw survivor for fame. Mark Hoffman tries to hunt down Jill and kill her, and he finds her and puts her in a reverse bear trap and does kill her. So Jill's gone. Mark Hoffman is still the Jigsaw
What the
killer.
fuck? She didn't do anything.
She was just trying to live out her ex-husband's last wishes, you know?
So he was super cool.
He
like,
kills a
what-
fuck ton of police, like, to get to Jill. They're, like, holding her in protective custody, and he, like, breaks in and kills all of them.
Ooh, it's giving Malignant.
Yeah, kinda. How does he do this?
He is a cop.
He's a cop. Also, it's a horror movie, so nothing makes sense.
No. Well, it's a Saw movie.
It's a
so
Saw movie.
absolutely nothing makes sense. Got it.
Because he kills Jill, he's, like, trying to escape,
Mm-hmm.
and he's subdued by 3 people in pig masks, and the leader is revealed to be Dr. Gordon from the first Saw movie.
I know. I don't know how that never had gotten spoiled for me at all.
Basically, he was like fulfilling a request to take immediate action if anything happened to Jill.
Right.
So Jigsaw has a lot of accomplices, apparently. But Gordon shackles Hoffman in the same bathroom where he was tested before throwing away the hacksaw and sealing the door. Again, another sealed door.
In the poop bathroom.
In the poop bathroom.
Good for you?
So Saw 8 was kind of fun. It was Jigsaw, the movie Jigsaw.
I know, and James Wan came back, right?
I didn't even look that far into it. Maybe he did. Can you look that up, Chance?
Thanks, our good boy.
I didn't hate Jigsaw, though. I feel like every movie from 3 up to this point, I was like, I can't finish these. And I had to like force myself to watch them.
James Wan was not involved in Jigsaw.
I don't think he was involved in any of them after 3.
I don't think
Was
he
Lee Winnell?
Nope. Yeah, James Wan isn't even a producer on it, so.
So basically, it follows a group of people who find themselves forced to participate in the games inside a barn. And meanwhile, the police are investigating a new series of murders that fit the modus operandi of Jigsaw, who has been dead for almost a decade.
Oh, at this point, yeah.
Yeah, it's been almost a decade.
Yeah.
But there's 2 different timelines like happening at one time in this film. Do you remember that?
No, I didn't
So
watch
there's-
this far.
You didn't watch Jigsaw?
No.
Oh. So
I watched to 7
Okay.
when
Well, here
it was
we go.
revealed that Gordon was alive, and then I didn't watch beyond that.
Okay. So Jigsaw, there's like a group in a barn. They're
Mhm.
participating in the games and there's like murders happening.
Okay, but I want to be so honest with you.
Yeah.
I did read the entire Wikipedia
Oh.
plot.
So it's revealed in the end that the people being held in the barn were from the original Jigsaw game that no one ever discovered. It was like the original games that Jigsaw ever had.
Oh, so this is a prequel?
Kind of?
Or so it was like a remake of what he originally did?
Kinda. Because it's present and past at the same time.
Hello? So I guess I have to watch it? All right.
Yes.
Incredible.
So there's a guy, Logan, who was a doctor at the hospital where Jigsaw was getting his like MRI scans or whatever.
Mhm.
And he mislabeled it. So his cancer got diagnosed later. So he puts him in a Jigsaw trap, the original Jigsaw trap, and then realizes that it was an honest mistake and is like, never mind, you can go. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have put you in here.
So that's like the one time where he was like, oopsie.
Yeah, he was like, oopsie. I was just reacting out of anger.
Yeah, fuck him still.
But John, who was let out from the jigsaw trap, fakes his own death in one of the new traps that is currently happening, and he's revealed to us set up the entire trap as the new jigsaw.
Oh. So
Right. What?
So is like Gordon involved?
No.
Is he in this new one? So he was just there to fulfill John Kramer's like will.
Yes.
Like if anything happens to my wife or
Yes.
ex-wife, fuck him up.
Yeah.
And then he's like later days.
Yeah.
I have 1 foot, but I'm still a doctor.
Yeah. But John, this other doctor who was in the original Saw trap, takes on the legacy.
Because Hoffman's dead, Amanda's dead, Gordon's like later days. And those are all of the
Yeah.
okay.
The end.
Okay. My big issue with Jigsaw with John Kramer is that some people legitimately do deserve to be trapped. And some people abso-fucking-lutely don't. So we're going to run through some.
Okay.
And you're
do
going
it.
to decide saw or nah.
Saw or nah?
All right. I'm going to run through 13 legitimate like examples of reasons Jigsaw put people in traps. All right. Number 1, a person who's addicted to drugs.
Nah.
A person involved with sex trafficking.
Yeah. Saw.
Saw?
Put him in there.
You think saw? All right. A person who suffers from depression and attempted suicide.
Nah. Probably not.
I feel like they'd want to be there.
I know. I'd be like,
Yeah,
please
it kind
just
of
take
kills
me.
2 birds with 1 stone.
I know they'd be
right?
like, all right, fine.
Sure, I was going to do this myself, but
I
this
know.
is more fun.
But the thing is like, I think it was the person who was in the barbed wire. So he had to like crawl out of the
Oh,
barbed
yeah.
wire. Yucko.
Oh, yeah, the guy who was cutting himself in the first one.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then they found
Okay,
his like
but
stomach.
can I tell you something? I'm
What?
pretty sure that's the guy who killed their baby on accident. They thought killed their baby on it. Cecil? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, he did it on accident. A person in a bad marriage whose child died in a tragic accident.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wait, what's the maybe?
Yeah, what's the maybe about?
I don't know.
All right.
You know,
So just maybe.
Bad marriage? Maybe they suck. Maybe they're bad in bed.
So put them in a saw trap?
Yeah, why not?
All right. So that's a maybe.
That's a maybe.
White supremacist.
Saw!
Beautiful. A person in an abusive relationship.
Nah.
Yeah, it was said she allowed herself to be abused.
John Kramer, victim blamer.
Cute.
Ooh.
All right. A purse snatcher who caused an accidental death. It's a little bit more
Nah.
ambiguous.
No.
A purse snatcher who
I
caused
remember this
Yeah, it
very
was-
specifically.
it was like
it was in
a-
Jigsaw.
someone had asthma, I think.
Yeah, and she stole their purse and they couldn't get their inhaler. I say nah.
Because how could you know?
I'm going to say Saw.
You're gonna say
Damn
Saw.
chance.
He's
What
just-
the fuck?
Crimes, capital punishment.
All right. We love it. A corrupt police officer who frames people he suspects of crimes.
Saw.
Saw.
A woman who witnessed an accident in which a child died, but refused to testify in court about it.
Nah.
Nah.
Yeah. Being a voyeur.
Nah.
No.
That's what Lee Winnell's character from the first one.
Yeah.
He's just
They
like
like
taking the
taking
pickies. All right. Being the wife of a man who lied about surviving a saw trap.
Like he deserved to be. Actually,
No,
Saw.
I said being the
Oh, no.
wife.
Then nah.
Because she was completely innocent. Being the wife of a
Nah.
man who lied about surviving a saw trap.
Wait, he
Huh?
put someone in a trap because their husband lied about?
Yeah.
Saw. I'm kidding.
All right, Chance. All right, you guys. This is where it gets real. A health insurance executive.
Saw.
Saw.
Saw. Free Luigi. And then the last one is a health insurance executive's janitor.
He's just trying to make a living. you
What
know?
crimes did that health insurance executive's janitor commit outside
being the
of
janitor
being
of a healthcare seat.
outside of that?
Oh, that's true. We don't know.
We don't know. Not
Also,
because
that is
he's
basically what I am.
not because he's
a
and
janitor.
you've committed many crimes. So sorry, not
That's
Ariel.
like oh wow.
Sarna Ariel?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Oh, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah. Be a cool way to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess in the intro I said I'd want to die fast. So maybe like if I was in Lynn's where she gets that shotgun.
Oh, yeah.
If I could get that where my head just instantly is blown off, absolutely put me in that fucking trap.
Yeah, Bri, what trap would you want to be in if you got to choose?
That's a good, yeah.
None.
No, you have to fucking pick.
You picked mine already.
What was it?
The shotgun thing. I just want.
I did.
Yeah.
I picked that for myself. Do you also pick that?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
I
Good
picked
for
the
you.
shotguns hanging from the ceiling.
Oh yeah, that seemed fast too.
Yeah.
I feel like they're all kind of fast. The
That
thing
one,
is,
okay, the one that fucked me up the most. I think it was the fourth. No, it's the third one when the dude is walking, trying to forgive everyone for his kid's death.
Yeah.
And it's the guy who actually, I think, killed him with
Yeah.
the car.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm gonna barf. No, because it's like what we just talked about, the bones thing.
Mm-hmm.
He's in this like rigged up thing where all of his extremities get like twisted until they break off.
Yep.
And the last thing is his fucking head. Ooh, and it's really sad because the guy who's trying to like forgive everybody is like, he's like crying and being like, I forgive you, but he just like couldn't help him.
Yeah.
And I can't remember why, but that would be the most fucked up one for me.
Yeah. No, thank you. Some of them are fast. Like the reverse bear trap, pretty fast. It just like rips your skull in half.
Exactly.
But the thing is, to like get out of it, you have to like stick your hand in like acid or like to get a key to unlock it.
Oh, like Amanda's one?
Yeah.
No, Amanda's one was she had to get, as soon as she stood up, it was like a timer that went off.
Yeah.
And she had to go to the guy's body,
Oh, yeah.
cut his stomach open.
Oh,
yeah, the jar of
yeah.
acid was the angel
was
wings.
the angel wings one.
Oh,
Which
yep.
would take I feel like that would take a while
get
to die
off all of the
from too.
Yeah.
'Cause
Because
it's-
she hooked her up to like
Yeah.
every rib point, like right
Mhm.
here.
Yeah.
So it was like an impossible task, which is why we knew it was Amanda's. But anyways, now, yeah, thanks for participating in Sarna. Both of you. Thank you.
I didn't realize that you didn't watch Jigsaw.
No, but I read the whole entire
Okay.
synopsis on Wikipedia.
So Spiral, I'm not even going to talk much
I
about
don't really
it.
think we need to. Because it's
Because-
like a book of the book of.
It has nothing to do with the storyline. It's like a copycat killer.
Yeah.
That is killing cops. Okay.
Girl.
So they tried to do Friday the 13th, A New Beginning.
Ooh.
So Saw 10 is where I thought I was catching you up on. So I wrote a lot, and you're going to have to play little games with me as we go through this.
I want to.
Okay. In the very beginning, John Kramer's in the hospital. So this is like back in time before John died. He was diagnosed with cancer.
So before 3.
Yes, before 3. But Amanda's introduced, so it's after 1, I suppose.
Is she his accomplice in 10?
Yes.
So after 1, before 3.
Yeah.
Sometime.
In between there
Yeah.
is when Saw 10 takes place.
Okay. What?
Yeah. Right. I liked this one though.
I know, but everyone says that. It got like critically like pretty great reviews.
Right. So there's a saw trap for a nurse who John caught trying to steal a wedding band and a watch from a patient.
Oh, yeah.
And basically he had to like break all of his fingers. And when he couldn't, you're going to hate this so much. There was like tubes attached to his
Yeah,
eyes.
I know. You like show, like, I want to kill my, that makes
He had
me
to break all of his fingers and he couldn't do it. And guess what happens?
his eyeballs get sucked out of his head.
Yes, through the tubes.
No.
Yeah.
Because you sent me like a photo of it and I said, not eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly. I knew you were going to hate that. But then it like cuts back to John witnessing it and the thief puts the items back and John's like, good job. That was a good choice.
Oh.
So it never happened. It was just like John thinking of what trap he would put
His
this
fucking
person
psychotic brain
in. Yeah. So it never happened.
tumor.
I'm assuming.
Okay. But you see it?
You see the eyeballs get sucked out of his socket. You
Don't
totally
do that. Gross.
Go home tonight. Watch the beginning of Saw 10.
I fucking won't.
So, desperate for a cure for his brain cancer, John goes to Mexico for an experimental procedure. He goes to like gift some tequila to a girl who greeted him at the clinic and like claimed to be a cancer survivor after his treatment's done and he's released. And he finds out that it was never a clinic and they scammed him out of $250,000.
Uh-oh.
He takes the bandages off his head. There was never any surgery done.
What's gonna happen to those people?
What do you think, Ariel?
They're going to live long and healthy lives. Bet it's great.
Yeah.
But nothing happens to them.
Okay.
Go
So
on.
John finds the taxi driver that brought him to the saw trap and he puts him in a saw trap. Or no, brought him to the clinic. Yeah. And then put him in a saw trap. Does he survive?
What is the trap?
I don't remember.
That's fucked up. That you can't.
The taxi driver,
The taxi driver's trap. What was it?
he has to remove pipe bombs lashed to his arms by cutting
pipe
through
bombs. He has to cut through his flesh, remove pipe bombs in his arms. and
Is
get
it
the pipe
proven that
bombs off.
he was actually involved with the whole scam?
I would assume so because he knew exactly where to go and it was like a secret location that no one knew about. The taxi driver like picks him up
You
from
would
the
assume so, but
airport.
it's not proven.
He like picks him up from the airport, has his name on a sign, knows exactly where to go, and it's a secret location.
Okay, so yeah, he's involved in the scam. Got it. Pipe bombs attached to what?
His
Chance?
arms
his arms. Yeah,
He has to remove.
by cutting them out of his skin.
Yeah, maybe.
He survives.
Okay.
Yep, he does.
Yay!
So then Jigsaw goes on a rampage to target everyone involved in the scam.
Cool.
First up is the nurse. Ariel guessed that trap.
Trap.
She's a nurse.
Is it like medical involved?
Kind of, yeah.
Is there something about like an IV or something?
No.
No IV. Is it like cutting something off?
Yes.
More cutting things off?
Yeah.
Ooh, what would be like really bad? Is it cutting like limbs off?
Yep.
Toes?
No.
Toes?
No.
That's not a limb. What? Arms?
You're getting closer.
Legs?
Yes.
She has to cut her own leg off to avoid being beheaded?
Yes. You're good at this. Okay.
No, I think I read it on one of those like the most fucked up saw traps.
So there's a wire saw, and she has to cut off her leg and suck out 3 ounces of bone marrow, or the wire saw around her neck will cut off her head.
that seems so fast. I'd just be like later.
And it's like 3 minutes. She has to suck out 3 ounces of bone marrow.
Nor I'd be like, I want my head gone. Thank you.
That bitch dies in with 1 ounce of marrow to go. There's like a cell phone going off, and it was like John Kramer's cell phone. He left it down there. So they're
Okay.
trying to like reach it to call for help. So the main lady that was like in charge of running the clinic and scamming people cuts into the girl's body that just dies to take out her intestines to pull them around the cart to pull the cell phone to her.
like a lasso.
Like a lasso. Yeah. She gets it. She gets the phone, but then Amanda comes out and shocks her and she drops it. Then
For some reason in my brain, I was like, wait, the cell phone was in her intestines? No.
She was
She
lassoing
used the
intestines
Okay, well,
to
that's
lasso
gnarly,
the cell
dude.
phone. Right. So someone like shows up to the warehouse where these saw traps are happening.
Is
Because-
it Gordon?
No.
Okay.
It's like a patient that was at the hospital and he's trying to get his money back because he realized that he was scammed too. Amanda finds him and knocks him out and ties him up in the room where they're watching the game from. John then kind of like rolls him over in the chair that he's tied to watch the games with them. Just let him watch.
If I was scammed like that,
Right, exactly.
I'd be like, yeah, let me see.
So next up is the anesthesiologist that was a part of this. Guess that trap?
Does it have to do with what he does? Is it medical, like in any way?
It's
Like,
medical and it kind of has to do with John Kramer.
so is it something with his head?
Yes.
Is it something with his skull?
Yes.
Does he have to cut into his skull?
Yes.
Does he have to like dig into his brain?
Oh my God, what the fuck?
No, I'm not kidding. I didn't know. Does he have to dig into? Is there
Yes.
something in his brain?
Yes.
Is it like-
No. So he has to cut off his own cerebral tissue.
You said it has something to do with John
Yeah.
Kramer, and I know that.
So he has to do it in
that's all.
3 minutes.
And he's the anesthesiologist?
Yeah, I feel like that John doesn't really give people much time. I couldn't cut into my own skull and pull out my brain matter in 3 minutes. Do you think you could?
If Hannibal taught me anything, it's that you can't really feel like your brain getting. That's why, like, when you get brain surgery,
Yeah.
you're usually supposed to be like awake, I think, because you can't really
Yeah.
like feel it. Is that right, Chance?
Well, they do like a local anesthetic.
Yeah,
so
but I
that
don't
they can
know
drill
if
in
like
your
you can
skull.
really feel if your brain's being fucked with, like touched.
Well, yeah, sometimes you see the pictures of the like musicians who are asked to play violin or guitar or whatever while they're getting brain surgery so that the doctors, I almost said cops, so that the medical cops know that they aren't like cutting into anything that is gonna, fuck them up.
Yeah.
My other gripe with this is how the fuck does he have all this shit in Mexico with him?
That's a good ass question, buddy.
Did Amanda just bring it with her?
Maybe.
Where did he get all his money?
Nobody
That's
knows.
never like
revealed. No one knows.
Like, imagine this man's credit card debt or something, because
I know, but he's like, I'm dying from brain cancer anyway. Like,
you can't take it with you.
Yeah, that's gone, baby.
Okay. So do you think that he dies?
No.
He does.
Oh, I guess he's no, anesthesiologists are I think the most like educated of doctors. I think they go through the most schooling. I don't know if they're like the most. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. So
I don't know shit about dick, dude. I'm a cleaner. I went to school for sociology and women's studies.
So next up is the girl.
Thought you were gonna say
that,
you
like,
went to school for
greeted him.
cleaning. Sorry to interrupt.
No, I didn't, but I fucking should have. Probably
So
get paid
next
more.
up is the girl who greeted him at the fake clinic, and she like pretended to be a cancer survivor. So they kind of like became friends. He went to go bring her tequila, and that's when he found out it was all a scam. So guess the trap.
Is it alcohol based?
It's not.
Is
This-
it cancer based?
It is.
Oh,
Actually,
is it like
it is.
radiation something?
Yes,
Really?
it is.
I'm so smart.
You are. I feel like she read something.
No, I
before.
didn't. The only one I read about was the one where you talked about the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
I swear.
That's crazy, dude. You're good at this. So she gets strung up by chains. She has to free her hand and ankle from the shackles, but she has to break her own bones to do it. Or she gets burned to death by a radiation machine.
Cute.
Does she live?
No.
She does.
I'm bad at that part.
After she survives, so the guy that found them in the building that they have like chained to the chair and is watching everything.
Oh, the one that was also scammed.
Yep. Pulls a gun on them and asks them for the keys to the girl that was running the clinic's chains.
Uh-oh.
He was actually a staged patient and is her boyfriend. They then make John lock himself up in the chains. He told her to bring the girl who survived that last trap to the hospital, but she steps on her neck and breaks it. Why?
It still sounds fun though.
Yeah, it was
Sounds
a fun
like
one.
a fun one.
Then they make Amanda lock herself up in a chain. And they start hearing noises outside and realize it's like a little kid playing soccer. And this little kid that was playing soccer was like, so there was a guy that took care of the property that the clinic was on. He was just like a property caretaker, and it was his son. And they go get the kid and put him in a trap.
No, but why? How old is he?
He's probably like 9 or 10.
Why?
Yeah, she's like worse than Jigsaw. She's just a
so
bitch.
Amanda.
No, Amanda's free or locked up. It's like
Oh,
the evil lady that was
The
running the
weird-
clinic
yeah, the
is
dumb
free, and
bitch.
her
Got it.
boyfriend go get the kid and put him in a trap.
cool.
So Jigsaw and this kid are like in the same trap. They're across from each other. They're shackled up, and the chains pull them to the ground, and they get lifted up on a platform. John is like telling the little boy, whatever you do, do not pull the lever. They start getting bloodboarded. So it's like waterboarded, but it's with blood. John pulls his lever to keep the blood pouring on his face to save the little boy. But the boy sees what's happening to John, and he pulls his lever. And he goes back and starts getting bloodboarded.
Is this supposed to make us like John Kramer?
I don't know, but I did at the end. So John
it is.
then pulls his lever and holds on to it so that the boy can't pull the lever back. He just holds on to it, continues to get bloodboarded. Turns out the girl that was running the clinic and her boyfriend go into the room where John Kramer had like the camera or like was watching them from to try to get the money that John stole from her house. because he took all the money back.
Oh, from like what he...
Yep.
Okay.
He had a trap in the room
Uh-oh.
and a timer
How does he have the
starts.
time?
That's what I want to know. How the fuck
He has so much time.
do you have this time?
And this is happening between 1 and 3?
Yes.
And 3 is so convoluted. So is 2.
Mm-hmm.
2... Okay.
So he
Alright.
outsmarts them again somehow. So they get the girl and her boyfriend, they get like stuck in this room. And John and the boy and Amanda get free. John knew what they were up to the whole time somehow. He always does. No one knows how. So gas starts coming out of the pipes and a hole in the wall opens up for only one person to breathe at a time. So like the dumb cunt that was running the clinic and her boyfriend have to like brawl to see who's gonna get the air. She ends up like stabbing him and killing him. And she sticks her head through the hole and John just kind of leaves with everybody. And it's just like later days. And ends up giving that little boy all the money for his family.
Oh, that's really sweet. I thought you were going to be like, and that little boy becomes...
No.
Mark Hoffman.
No. Jigsaw gives him all the money from that the lady like scammed from people for his family.
Well, that's really sweet, John Kramer. But sometimes...
And that's the end of the movie.
Great. Sometimes you put people in traps that it really doesn't make any fucking sense.
But this one, it like made you like John Kramer.
Well, yeah. I mean, I love when horror movies do that, though. Legitimately, I love that.
Yeah, it was a good one. I liked it. I was like intrigued the whole time.
Okay. I'm excited to see it because I probably will. Oh, well.
That's all of Saw. And guess what? Another one is coming out.
11 is coming out. When is that coming out, Chance? Can you look that up?
Ooh, September 26, 2025.
So this year?
I guess we'll have to like maybe talk about it
Maybe.
after that.
Yeah. But I am astounded by how many fucking Saw movies there are.
I don't know if 4 through 7 had to exist. Or 6.
We can just scrap those ones.
4 through 6. Yeah. Because it was like legitimate for me. It was so convoluted. They retconned so much that I was like, I cannot follow this. And I don't think I'm a stupid person. I was just like, this is too much.
It was a lot to follow.
Traps were cool, I guess. I don't know.
If there was one trap you think you would have survived,
Ooh,
what was it?
that's a good question.
I honestly feel like the one that John Kramer was thinking up in Saw 10, breaking your fingers. I could do that. I could break all my fingers, I feel like, to get out.
I could never fucking do that. So, dude, I don't know. I can't think of one that I would survive because I feel like I'd just be like, I think I should just die.
You'd give
I
up?
think this is it for me.
There's not a single one you think you would survive?
Um,
I think I could survive bloodboarding. Fuck
Oh,
that.
getting
Fuck that
bloodboarded?
kid. I would let the kid die.
Jesus Christ, Chance.
yeah, we all know that about you.
Fuck them kids.
That's exactly right. I don't know. There's so many fucking traps, dude. I can't like think through all of them. No, I don't know. Because I definitely can't perform like brain surgery to keep a guy alive so that my little trap doesn't. I would actively be like, he can die so I can die in peace. Thank you.
So like when
I don't know if like after living through like after having to like get rid of like a liter of blood, after like having to chop my own fingers off or break my own fingers or chop off a limb, that I'd want to fucking live. I barely want to now. So maybe
Yeah,
I don't know if like I have the willpower to like, and that's the whole thing is like, oh,
And
you
then
don't have-
Jigsaw breaks through the door and
He's
takes
like,
you
Ariel.
captive. Ariel,
And I'd be
do
like,
you
"Can you
have the
just-"
will to survive?
and I'd be like, no, throw me in the Chippewa River right now. It's
Yeah.
negative 14 degrees.
I think if one of us were to be a victim of Jigsaw, I think it would be Ariel.
I think it would be.
Because I don't appreciate my life enough.
Exactly. Half the time his whole thing is you're already dead inside, so
I truly am.
now let's see how dead you really are inside.
And I'd be like, bye. Later days. I'm not chopping. I like just break my neck. Just blow my head off, you know, preferably from the back. Blow my head off from the back. I'm gone forever. Thank you. I don't have that. Like, I'm not going to like remove a limb or something.
I don't think I could cut off my own leg with a wire saw. That's fucking crazy.
I don't know. Nah, actually, you know what? Maybe Amanda's.
You think so?
Yeah, because she was also like, I don't know, probably going through a little bit of psychosis.
I mean, you would have to be. In that situation.
Well, right, but also like she was like a withdrawing addict, so she's probably going through it multiple ways, and she was just like, you know what, this is probably a dummy, right? And like stabbing the stomach, I could probably do that, but I am so bad at finding like plugs, like outlet, like plugs, and she had to like reach behind her fucking head and find the keyhole.
I feel like the
and
hardest part for me would be
the fucking issue. Would be like, well, no,
I can't,
because it always feels like someone's like looking at, like, I'm like, I can't. That would be I'd be like, I do have like a will to live, I guess. I killed that guy. I rifled through his motherfucking stomach.
It would be like when you're plugging in a USB
That's
and
what
you
I'm
have to
saying.
switch it.
Oh yeah,
You have to flip it over and over again.
And I have to try and find the keyhole in the back of my skull. That's what would kill me. I'd be like, yay, I want to live. And then
I understand now.
Wow, thanks, Jigsaw. And then it's like, oh, it actually took, so like, I think it was like 10 minutes she had or something.
Yeah.
Maybe. I'd be like, Ariel actually got up, found that fucking key in that stomach. A minute. Wow. Couldn't even find the fucking keyhole in 9 minutes. She was like, no. I just like absolutely couldn't find it. That's why I die. Wow. What a great episode.
A great episode. I
My
feel
hands
like
are so-
Saw 10 really made you like question John's morality. Like, was he kind of a good guy? I feel like he's kind of moral in some ways.
I know, but 7 movies were like, he's not.
Okay, but he wasn't in most of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
But also, what is your view on his general philosophy of trying to give people a new lease on life?
I think it's bullshit. Because I don't think that he's allowed to establish what's
Okay,
moral and
but
what's...
first of all, have we heard of trauma? I feel like being in a saw trap would cause so much trauma.
Well, right. That's what I think we're agreement. Like, we're in agreement that I don't think that anybody should be allowed.
The arbiter of morality.
Absolutely not.
What makes you more moral than anybody else?
Because you have, like, debilitating brain cancer. That blows ass.
Sorry.
That sucks for you.
That sucks
like...
so hard, brother. But you can't put people in, like, weird-ass saw traps for, like, being addicted to drugs. For having debilitating, like, depression. You're not appreciating life enough. Well, I want to fucking die.
Right? Just leave them be. It's not
They
your
will do it
place.
by themselves eventually.
Right. Leave them alone. So that was the Saw, every single Saw movie up to date.
Good job, buddy. Except for Spiral. But that was all cops dying.
Yeah.
Right?
It was all cops dying. And the ending of that movie kind of sucked.
But it was Chris Rock, right?
Yeah, it was Chris Rock.
Was he good?
I liked him in it.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was a good movie. And then I saw the end and I was like, the fuck?
Cool.
Favorite kill?
I think it is the Angel Wings.
Yeah, that one was fun. It was
That
very
one, I
fun.
remember because I saw, I think I saw,
Every time we say Saw now.
I think I saw 2, 3, 4, and 5 in theaters. Do I remember anything about 5?
No.
Sure fucking don't, brother. I think it is like the Angel
That
Wings
one's
one.
fun.
Because like the silhouette of her, like after that happens, is incredibly disturbing. What's your favorite though?
There's the one with like the merry-go-round that I remember specifically where he has to like hold down a button. And
Oh,
like,
it's the healthcare CEO.
yeah. And they're all like, I think it made me laugh so hard because they're like, I'm better than this guy. I'm like, shut the fuck up. You
They're all
suck.
like the, I mean, no, but they're like the underlings of the
Yeah.
healthcare CEO, and he has to like decide.
Who's going to live or survive. I laughed and laughed throughout the entire Saw trap. Loved it.
All right.
Well, that's Saw.
Yeah, that's Saw. Did we want to say what we're doing next week or?
Yeah. Next week, we are going to be doing It. We're going to be talking about the 1990 version versus the 2017 version and how they kind of like relate to the book because I've read the book twice.
And I never got through the book because it starts with a gay bashing and it really threw me off.
And ends with a child orgy.
It does.
Sure does.
It sure
brother. So yeah, that's what we'll be talking about next week. And I'm sure Bri will carry that on her back as well.
Yep.
Did we want to end with like our new fun segment?
Oh, the comments.
Yeah. So we really personally would love to dedicate every episode to a fan of women in horror.
This episode goes out to Brad Johnson 624 on Instagram. He said,
We love you, Brad.
"You a bird brain. Give an honest review. It was trash."
Thank you, Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
What movie was that in reference to?
Give an honest review. Yeah, what was it about?
I don't know. I do like a review every day. It was around Christmas. I can tell you right now. Just give me one
Was it
second.
something we watched?
It wasn't Nosferatu because I saw that after Christmas. No, I don't remember what it was.
Well,
Damn. But that was the comment.
thanks,
of the week.
Brad.
Thanks, Brad.
And I think that's all for now.
Oh, and don't forget to like and subscribe. And you can follow us on Slay What Pod on Instagram and Slay What Pod on TikTok.
Because TikTok's a thing again.
Glorious 12 hours of it not being there.
I heard Kendrick Lamar was the one who saved it. So thanks, Kendrick.
Thanks, Kendrick.
Or Obama. One
Yeah.
of them.
Yep. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.